Good afternoon. It's a bit windy, but very nice. Sun shining. Somewhere in early May 5th or so. And I wanted to feature this fig variety quickly. This is not a fancy fig. It's not exotic. It's not rare. And it's not expensive. But what it is reliable. Very, very, very reliable. And I just planted this tree about a week ago in my yard. And I have many fig trees. But I planted this one. Let's take a look at what it is. Beautiful, for one thing. Beautiful specimen. It is Latarula. It is Italian honey fig. And yes, it's an old standby. It's an old, reliable standby. It's a variety that you can count on for in-ground growing in zone 7A and above. And it scarcely needs winter protection, even in 7A. I've left mine uncovered many, many years in 7A. This is 7B. And it is just extremely winter hardy. One of the most winter hardy figs. In addition to that, it makes a very large Briba crop. Most of these have fallen off because I transported it from New Jersey to Virginia. And so I lost a lot of them. And it's a young tree, but it will produce an abundant, very delicious Briba crop. They're not exquisite. I don't give them a 10 and a 10 rating, but I give them an 8. You know, they're good. They're delicious when you pick them at the right time. In ground is always better than container growing anyway, as far as taste and as far as production and potential production. No question. In ground is the way to go if you can, and containers is the way to go if you can't. And I have nothing against containers. I grow a lot of fig trees in containers, and I love my container fig trees. And there's varieties in my fig containers that I couldn't possibly grow in the ground, like Black Madeira. And I love Black Madeira. And I'm experimenting now with Smith in ground in 7B. And in a sweet spot, I have a suspicion that I might be able to get away with it. But for now, I grow my Smiths in containers, my Italian 258s, things of that nature. And those very delicious, exquisite figs, they're worth growing in containers because they do produce a lot, and the figs are just delightful. They're delicious. But getting back to fig reality, okay, for practicality and for production and for having a tree that's going to produce a great deal of figs, many, many, many figs, like I like to feature in many of my videos, here is Latarula. And the second crop is very, very prolific, and I think they're a bit better tasting, as main crop figs generally are compared to their Briba counterparts. And I love Latarula, Italian honey fig. It's not named that for no reason at all. It is a honey fig, but it has a delightful, exquisite taste. Listen, just because it's a honey fig, don't discount it, because all honey figs are not equal. And every single honey fig tastes different from one another. They all have their own individual distinctive tastes. Remember that, okay? I hear many people talk about Celeste being a sugar fig or a honey. It's not a sugar fig. It's not a honey fig. It's a mild berry taste, especially the varieties that I grow or the variants that I grow, okay? And they have a slight pink, slight reddish color inside, and they're have a distinctive flavor that no other fig has. None. Zero. Zilch. There is no rival to this flavor, or no similar flavored fig. They all are distinctively different. I want you to understand that. And you might say, well, but Lou, you've grown hundreds, or over 100 varieties in the ground and in containers easily over the many, many years that I've been growing figs. Why are you just planting ordinary Latarula? Well, first of all, it's not ordinary. It's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary cultivar. And that's why I'm featuring it right now today for you. I'm telling you that if you live in 7A or warmer, plant Latarula. Why? Plant the Italian honey fig because it's reliable. It's delicious. It may not be at the top, in the flavor category, but it's up there. It's very, very good, especially when you get them when they're perfectly ripe and they're early. So you get them in the warm summer when figs develop and they maintain their excellent flavors. And when you start getting into August or late August or September, the flavor just disappears. The sweetness, it just all dissipates. Okay, the earlier your crop comes to fruition, the better the quality of your fruit will be. You can count on that. That's a reality. Okay, another reality check. Okay, so why am I planting Latarula after over 50 years of growing figs? Why am I planting it in the ground? Because it's reliable. It's a good variety. If you want figs, that's what we're doing. We're growing figs. Grow Latarula. Put Latarula in your yard and you won't be disappointed. And it's a beast.